We're going to take a quick look here at some of the cards that are significantly better and some that are significantly worse for the defect in the board game versus their counterparts in the video game. I'm going to start with the cards that are incredibly useful now, and I'm talking, of course, of Thunderstrike. In the board game, Thunderstrike deals 4 damage to an entire row for each lightning orb you have. Now, in the game, you always start out with 1 lightning orb, no matter what your boss relics look like. So on turn 1, you can do 4 damage to every creature you come across, excluding the birds, which still only take 1 damage at a time. But given the fact that there are now multiple ways to channel more lightning orbs, you can do a total of 12 damage to an entire row before this card is upgraded. And when it does upgrade, you're now doing 6 damage to an entire row. So you can do a total of 18 damage for 3 energy. Another excellent upgrade we have is Hyperbeam. Hyperbeam removes focus to do massive area damage in the video game, but it removes 2 focus for playing it, which renders your orbs useless. In the game, we're still doing this massive area damage. We're doing 5 to every enemy in a row, but instead now, we're just removing all of our orbs, which means you can put Hyperbeam in an orb-focused deck in this game and still use both of them. It doesn't have to be conditional, and it doesn't have to be only used to end the fight if you want to keep using your orbs. Speaking of orbs and generation, with our Storm power, we still have a power, it still costs 1, but now we channel 1 lightning at the start of every turn. So this can be an instant take on floor 1, and you can use it even after you've already played all your powers. Up next, we're going to look at Core Surge, which is already super powerful in the video game, but this has changed significantly in the board game because we no longer have the focus element in play. In the video game, focus makes your lightning orbs hit stronger, and it makes your frost orbs give you more block. That has been removed from this game because that would have been just another extra counter that you had to keep track of. We're going to remove our weak and vulnerable that we have from any player and deal 3 damage. 3 is a big hitting card in the board game. We also retain, which means we can play it at any time, and this card no longer exhausts. Now, speaking of the lack of focus and Core Surge, noticeably missing from the board game is Biased Cognition, one of the most powerful cards in the video game. In the video game, Blizzard deals damage based on how many frost orbs you've channeled throughout combat. Once you have 1 frost orb in play, you're going to do 2 damage across an entire row for every frost orb. So you can deal up to 6 damage to everyone before it's even upgraded. That being said, this is going to transition us into the cards that are not as good, because now there are only 3 cards you can find in the defect deck that are going to provide frost. Those are Glacier, Cold Snap, and Cool Headed. Now, there's only 1 Glacier in the entire deck of pickable cards, and it is not as good as it was in the game. Cold Snap also got a debuff. It still gives you 1 frost, but it now costs 2 to play where it costs 1 in the game. Cool-Headed is still nice. It channels 1 frost, which is good for your block, but noticeably, you do not get to draw a card with Cool-Headed until the card is upgraded. So this is an immediate need to have an upgrade on this card before it's even as useful as it was in the game, and you only get to draw 1 card versus the video game where you draw 2. Other noticeable cards that are missing from Slay the Spire board game are Recycle, which in the video game allows you to exhaust a card in your hand to gain energy according to its energy cost. This is a great way to manipulate energy, have big turns, and also slim your deck down in order to make some infinite combos. Another noticeable lack in the board game is the double energy card. This is going to kind of lessen some of your awesome combos like playing double energy into Tempest, which channels X amount of lightning, less awesome. That's going to be it for this video. Make sure to call down in the comments if you like this. Like and subscribe to come back for more, and I'll see you soon.